So we're gonna make 2 awesome recipes you could do the day before, the night before. You can even do them a week before and put them in your freezer. That's how awesome these are. So we're gonna start off by making some rhubarb ginger muffins. Rhubarb's in season right now. So good. It's got this nice sort of tangy, sour taste to it that complements all the sugar and spiciness of the ginger.
Can I tell a fun fact?
Fun fact. We love fun facts.
One of our favorite shows to watch at home is Rhubarb's Drag Race.
Oh, boy. Bad jokes. So I know some of you have gotten the recipe at home and you might be following along. If not, that's all good. Hey, Gideon, do you want, these are also recipes from my book, Life is a Party. This doesn't have a cover on it, but Life is a Party. And we are making, out of the spring section, the Rhubarb Ginger Muffins. And these were super popular at the photo shoot that they ate all of our beauties. The kids ate them all, and we had to make all their batch. So do you guys want to read? Do you guys want to read the ingredients to me? You read the ingredients. We're first going to start with. We preheated the oven. We preheated the oven at 375, and it's ready to go. So first, we're going to make the crumb topping. And what do we need for that crumb topping, Gideon? What are these ingredients here?
For the crumb topping, you need 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour.
Right here.
1/4 cup of old-fashioned rolled oats.
Right here. You want to put it in? Yeah.
1/3 cup of lightly packed light brown sugar.
Oh, Gideon, you put that in. Oh, sticky.
1/2 cup of finely chopped crystallized ginger.
Yeah, that is so. This stuff is so good. It's like candy to me.
Can I try some?
Yeah. You guys have clean hands, right?
Yeah.
No, yeah, great. Always wash your hands, especially in this day and age.
Kosher salt.
Kosher salt.
Kosher salt.
Kosher salt. And who wants to put a pinch in?
Me.
Or you guys both can put a pinch because you have smaller hands than an adult.
Harper sniffling.
Why are you sniffling?
Because she didn't get to put the salt in.
Oh, nice technique, Gideon.
So much.
Gideon learned the high,
Little
reining it in. Reining in your salt. Okay, so then what's next?
5 tablespoons of unsalted butter at room temperature.
So there we go. Now this is the fun part. This is where we get our hands dirty.
Can I please do it? I like it.
So now we want to just mush this all together. This is going to be our crumb topping for the top of the muffins. So yeah, just go get it.
No, put it.
You guys can both have a turn.
No, I want to do it. Hey, don't push me aside. It's a little slimy.
Yeah.
Slimy.
That's
The
good.
butter
though.
feels like-
So you want all of the
It's
butter
so
to
powder.
incorporate with. Make sure you don't waste any.
It's so
Yeah.
good. Harper, take some. Harper!
The best thing
You just
about
literally got it out to do that.
all right, the best thing about
Harper,
cooking with
stop.
kids is that hey, don't waste that. Put that back in. Put
I
that
can't.
butter back in. You have to. The butter on your wrist right there.
Oh.
Boop. Oh, you don't want to waste that. That's going to be our crumb topping. That's the best part of the muffin, right? The top,
Yes.
the muffin top. Just like
Muffin
in
top.
prison.
You never went to prison, so how does that happen?
Here, and with butter, you never want to sort of wash your hands. If you got butter on your hands, you never want to wash your hands in the sink because it just gets slimy. It's better to just wipe it off with a paper
Same
towel.
with my sister's sticky stuff.
Oh, wait, here. Okay, well, we'll see that it gets just slimier. It's satisfying. Also, another technique that I like to learn with kids is that be super organized. Everything's meased out, ready to go.
What does meased out mean?
Everything's in its place. Mise en place means
Excuse me.
in its place.
That's
in
my
French.
spot.
So you've actually
So I've
already
actually
taken everything.
Taking everything,
Indian.
put it in small little bowls.
That's
and-
helpful before you start, especially with kids.
Yes, sir.
I want to try a piece of this.
They need stuff out with kids.
Watch
All right.
You
this.
try to
Sound
go and get everything at the same time. A little
Okay, I think it's
extra
incorporated.
tip is before
Get it all-
you
No,
get
no,
the
put it in
kids
your
involved.
mouth. Okay, wash your hands now.
Before you get the kids involved,
Here,
put
Gideon,
everything
wipe
in
this
their
with
own
your
little
hand.
bowls, and then
Okay,
act
so-
like you're doing a cooking show.
Yes, exactly. So there's our crumb topping. We're gonna set that aside. And now,
Dad, you're wrong. Just do it this
it's gonna
No.
get slimy.
My hands are slimy.
All right, make sure you put soap on because you put your mouth there. So now, next, we're going to get our flour mixture. So Harper, do you want to read the ingredients there? Right here, we want,
2 cups of all-purpose flour.
yep, you got it right here.
15 teaspoons of ground ginger.
Ground ginger, 2 teaspoons of ground ginger. Who's gonna add
2
that?
teaspoons of baking powder.
Baking powder?
Yeah.
Baking powder?
Excuse me.
Oh.
Don't do that.
All right. All right, here we go. Hey, we're not there yet. Okay, so we've got ginger, baking powder.
Gideon.
Yeah. What else do we have? Ginger,
Yeah.
baking powder. Want to pour that one in? Baking soda. All right, and kosher salt.
Oh, this like.
And so someone just whisk this together with that tiny little whisk. And then we'll start in on our butter mixture. Creaming our butter and our eggs. So what's next, Gideon, in the
Wait, so we did 2 cups of all-purpose. Did we do 1 cup stick of unsalted butter? Picture.
Nope, we're done. We're 1 stick of butter here. We're gonna be creaming our butter. You don't want to, and also you don't want anything to drop to the sides too, because
Fine salt.
it's baking. I put it in. It's baking. You don't. It's like chemistry, so you don't. Everything has a purpose, and it's gonna all go really well together. So we're gonna put that to the side. The flour to the side. So now we're going to cream our butter and our sugar.
Can I do that?
So 1 stick of butter. We're both
Brown
gonna.
sugar.
You guys are both gonna take turns. When Gideon was a baby, he used to say, "More brown sugar."
I still love brown sugar.
It's so good. Okay, who's gonna start beating that?
I'll beat it. What?
Yeah, we're really
What
not
is our-
we're really not nice to our food, are we?
Yeah, we whip eggs. We
We
beat.
beat butter, we whip eggs. All right, now we
No,
can
we
use
whip
this.
cream. We beat eggs. We whip cream. We beat eggs.
Okay, so you can use the power tools now. All right, nice. You want to add the sugar in?
No, I'm
Make
jealous.
sure you keep it in the bowl, please.
Do you just want me to put all of it?
Yeah, put all of it.
Destroy it.
So while they're doing that and beating it to nice, light and fluffy, we're going to zest a whole orange.
Can I please do it?
Yeah, I'll show you how to do it, and then.
I know how to do it. I love zest.
You want to explain
With
it?
your friend Athena. Shout out to Athena. August Madness. Yo!
Can
How-
I do some of the zesting? Yep. Can I do some of the zesting?
Yeah.
Zesting. Yes. I just love how when you zest it actually gathers.
It gathers up here, so you can just keep it in here. I also like to do it over the bowl, so any zest can go into it.
What's the benefit of doing it upside down like that?
The benefit, Dan,
The benefit is that the zest all catches on the top, so you can see how. Harper, pause for a second. So yeah, it all catches on the top. When I zested my first lemon, we did it with a different tool, and that was way easier.
This is an orange as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. It's also called an orange. Yeah, I know.
Orange and rhubarb and ginger all go really,
Well, I'm
really
too
well.
glad I'm here to help you guys.
Boom.
Oh,
Love the comedy.
Dad jokes.
Hey, good. I think that was your sister's job.
Yeah.
You want to help me?
You did. I first asked Dad if I could do this.
Here, you do some of this. We'll go around here.
Thank you.
Going through. All right. It's nice to do it over the bowl too. Oh, make sure you get in the bowl. Okay, I'm gonna add an egg. You ready?
Yeah.
And also, it's another nice trick to crack your egg in a smaller bowl, so you don't crack the egg and eggshells get into your mixture. So one egg at a time. Lightly beat that in, and this should look curdled like that. It shouldn't look like it's coming together. And then when you're ready, we can add that zest in, Gideon.
Is that enough zest?
Can you recap for people who are just happening to tune in?
I sure can recap. So we're making rhubarb ginger muffins. Let's put it in the bowl. Let's put it in the bowl. You want to dump it, and then I'll finish. We made a crumb topping with butter, oats, flour, sugar, salt, and crystallized ginger. And we put together some flour, some baking powder, some baking soda, some ground ginger. Yeah.
Crystallized ginger is a good name for a drag queen.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've done 2 drag queen jokes.
You're into drag queens.
Apparently. Hedwig.
So now we've taken butter, brown sugar, orange
Smells
zest,
good.
and eggs, and we're whipping that together. This will
Yeah, you're
be
getting it
the wet
everywhere.
parts of our. Thanks for cleaning up after me. That's why you have children, so they can clean up.
This is rude. Is that rude? That's rude. Is that all we're meant for in life?
Not all. Not all that you're meant.
Does parents just want to have us because we clean up after
No, it's not that. It's just that when you get to a certain age, you get to do chores for us.
Yeah.
It's the good part.
Nobody can also
It's the karmic comeuppance from cleaning all your diapers.
How are we doing there? Looking good?
Smells good.
Smells good.
It
All
smells
right, I think
great.
we're gonna whip the sides. Here, we're gonna just.
Can I put your
Let me get this size cooked down. Cooked down.
Hey, if anyone has any questions, just ask them in the chat box, and
Yeah.
I'll pass them on to Captain Cook.
All
Captain
right, so we're
Cook.
gonna add
That's
half
a-
of our flour in now. Half of the flour mixture that we
Can
whisked.
I do
Yeah.
the same because Gideon?
Yeah, here, Gideon. I mean, here, Piper. What's your name?
Gideon.
Hey, your sister asked. And you know what? When you're also doing this, start low so it doesn't fly everywhere. We need all those ingredients.
Gideon.
All right, great. And now we have, here's some more moisture. We've got buttermilk and vanilla. Gonna add a bit of vanilla there. All right, scrape down the sides. Brilliant.
That's a lot because of Harper's vanilla.
I love vanilla.
Same.
I don't think you can put enough vanilla in stuff.
You can because then it tastes like
That's
especially with almonds. Vanilla flavor.
Oh, yeah. we've done
Oh,
it.
almond
Okay,
extract.
I'm
No,
gonna
we
add the
haven't. We
buttermilk.
haven't. That happened in Sugar Rush.
Oh, Sugar Rush.
Shout out to Sugar Rush.
Shout out to Sugar Rush. All right, we're gonna
Shout
add
out
the
to
rest of
Hunter
our-
Marsh and Sugar Rush.
I like to do it in batches. So you do wet, dry, so it doesn't all just clump together fast.
Good tip.
Get all that nice moisture in there. Good. All right, you ready to?
Nicely done with the scraping of the edges, Harsh.
Yes, well done. Not too fast. Great, great. All right, and now we can just slowly come together. And also with any kind of batter, whether you're making cake or cookies, you never want to whip it or stir it too much because that's what makes that you don't want to make it dense because that's what's going to make the cake dense. You want it light and fluffy. This is looking good. Nice and
If you
low.
don't whip it too much, it'll taste batter.
I get it.
Nice.
Batter.
I think we're good here.
Can I please have
The batter. Wait, hold on.
Batter up.
why? Why?
right, you guys can lick these.
I don't know.
Here, you and you.
I have to say, Gideon's been quite the Gideon and Dad have been quite the bakers.
Yes.
Strawberry cupcakes last
You
time.
did make unbelievably delicious strawberry cupcakes with a whipped cream frosting.
Gideon's been doing more savory dishes. Harper's been doing more sweet, which has been nice. So now we've got about 3 stalks of rhubarb. Here's our
Can I
rhubarb.
try one?
You don't really want to eat it raw.
I know, I'm
Rhubarb
just gonna
looks, if you don't know what rhubarb looks like, I can get it out of the bag there.
Looks like apple.
It looks like a giant Swiss chard.
Whoa!
Dad was cutting it.
So there, this is what it is. It's
It's like purple celery.
It looks like purple celery. You're right.
it tastes very sour.
Sort of like me.
Can I please try one?
You can try one, but you're not gonna like it. It's not very good raw.
All right,
This
taste
in
it.
the
I want to see if
Midwest,
you're
in
what
the
happened.
Midwest and some parts of America, this grows wild, just crazy, like a weed. But it's kind of harder to find in the Northeast and the South, of course, and the West. But if you can get your hands on rhubarb at this time of the year, it is so satisfying. You can also make savory dishes.
I liked it.
Put it in salads. And you liked it raw? Oh, what about the stuff on your face? All right, so we're gonna just lightly fold this in.
Question.
Yes, question.
If you can't find
licking this?
rhubarb, is there another alternative?
Yeah, you can do just about anything with these muffins. I like.
Can you be a little more specific?
Yes, I will. You know, ginger goes really well with pears. You can use pears. You can use apples. I'd stay away from strawberries.
Cherries?
Cherries and ginger, I guess. Cherries, I think you might have to, with cherries or anything that's super liquidy like strawberries or cherries or any kind of berries, you might have to coat it in flour before you put it in.
Otherwise it'll just get mushy, right?
Because they'll just get mushy.
Can I try that?
You try folding it in? Yeah. Okay, fold it in. All right, so I think we're ready. We've got
Folding it in the sauce.
our muffin. Oh, we didn't finish. Great.
Making the rolls was so much fun.
Also, you always want to stay clean. in your
pretzel
cooking.
rolls.
That's one in cooking school. If our space wasn't clean, we'd get kicked out of the kitchen.
That's
I never got kicked out of the kitchen. But okay, oh, don't overmix. Okay, I think we're ready for our cake pan, our muffin tins. So we've got this. We're gonna add just a scoop. That's great. And add it to our pans. Right, another scoop, Gideon?
Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Here.
Harper does 6 and I'll do 6.
Or you can have your own.
Perfect.
Oxo.
You
Wait,
each
is
get
Oxo?
6.
Is Oxo?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Oxo.
Awesome.
No!
Awesome, that's great stuff.
Don't die! Man.
But what happens, Dad? This is an interesting question, Dad.
That's good.
Yes.
So what happens if it kind of gets flipped over and
It's
on the
okay.
top? Is it fine?
Yeah, it's fine. It'll just be a little burnt there. Oh, I got my arm.
Your arm will be
It's really fun to cook with your kids. I'm gonna switch the camera on while they do this. It's really fun to cook with your kids, and especially when your husband is a chef.
I've only done 2.
But we also found this really cool. There's a great website or a great podcast called Brains On, and they were talking to us about this cool, what would you call it? Like a monthly, a subscription box?
Subscription, like an activity box. Yeah.
It's called the Young Chefs Club from America's Test Kitchen, and every month they send you a box that includes stuff. Brains On, yeah, it's awesome. And they send you a box with stuff in it. Ow, it's just hard to hold and do at the
We've
same time.
made pretzel rolls.
And it has some things and some
Holy
ingredients, and
bread.
that's where they made pretzel rolls, and they were so good, and it was fun to cook with them and also
This
learn
week
about
it's
stuff.
butterfly tea. It's a changing color tea, which is very
Oh,
pink,
that's
and then
cool.
and then you swirl it and it turns blue.
You mentioned butterfly tea last night. I had no idea what you're talking about.
Tea made of butterflies.
No, I knew what butterfly tea was, but I had no idea why you mentioned it. It's because you opened up the box. What's disturbing?
Butterfly tea.
It's
Like,
not made of real butterflies.
But what happens if it actually does? And that's how it's just gonna be eating my butterflies.
Harper, we've gotten a shout out for your blazer. on the chaps.
Oh.
Your blazer's cool.
What, this?
Your
Your blazer,
cardigan?
your shirt.
A cardigan?
Yeah. With
Oh, thank you. It flips. Here.
Flips?
yeah. So do you
Watch if
sometimes.
get on your clothes, though, please.
Let's see.
Can you do a fashion show for us, please?
Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Oh. So if you're in a bad mood, you go to black, and if you're in a good mood, you go to blue.
That's sort of what I did in first grade. I had this like lightsaber shirt, and it had blue and red.
Nice.
I flipped it when I was angry to red, and every single time I was happy, I flipped it back to blue.
Nice. Well, I'm glad that it's blue right now and not
And then
black.
I just didn't have to speak, and like other people could look at my shirt and say,
Oh boy.
"Oh, I'm sorry. Are you okay?"
Steer clear of that one. All right. Nicely done.
We're almost done. We're not. Get your fingers out of the food. Don't contaminate it, please. So
The crumble.
the crumble's the next part.
Don't eat it.
Oh.
Well,
I feel like this one's a
Eat
little.
everything that you eat.
Do you guys know what's next?
Crumble, crumble, crumble.
So do you remember how to do this?
Yeah, no. Crumbling is only next door.
So all you do is take a bit of crumble
Okay, now I
in your hands and then put it on top. That was maybe too much. And then press it into there.
Is this good?
This is going to be all the yummy topping to the muffins.
How do you know not to use too much too soon and then run out on the ones at the end?
You just slowly start, you can always add to it.
Yeah, you can always add more.
You can always add more, but slowly start, do a small bit first and then add
So
to the
now
stuff
we-
that doesn't have it. So now we're good, right?
That one.
So that one, this one, the sides,
This one's
Right.
neat. This one's neat.
that one needs it. This one needs it here.
And then always take your own and then covering. This one's
Good.
gonna be mine. So.
That one's going to be your muffin because it's the biggest. All right, got it. Oh,
I eat.
you don't eat too much.
You don't eat too much. I eat a lot. You do eat a lot. But can
Oh,
I
that-
let my turn?
Sometimes, and then sometimes you eat a remarkably small amount and say
Yeah.
you're full. What's that about?
You guys can lick your fingers, but then you have to go wash your hands, please. 'Cause the next dish. Get your hands out of there. Okay, so now we preheated the oven to 375. We're gonna pop these in for 20 minutes.
How long we're supposed to preheat an oven? How long does that take?
About 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
You can feel it. I
Well-
don't actually touch the oven, but you can feel if it's on or not.
Okay.
So preheat the oven to 375. We're gonna flip it 10 minutes in between. All right, so we'll start the clock. The clock's back there.
Where? Alexa, set a 20-minute timer.
Oh, thanks, Alexa. That's brilliant. This is what I like to do with my cutting board too. Flip it over.
I know. What does that mean? What is that thing you put underneath the cutting board? There's a fun tip.
Oh, here's a fun. I like to put a wet paper towel or one of those. You know what works really well are those. I don't think I have anymore, but those you put them in a cupboard so things don't slip. Those pads. But a wet paper towel works just as well.
And you put that down first,
You
and
put
then
it down first.
why?
So it doesn't slip when you're. Hold on. So when you're cutting and stuff, it doesn't move. Oh, what are we doing here?
Making fine salt in the
No, we got a whole other.
Man, that salt is fine.
Oh my
Dog contamination. Cute dog alert. Contamination.
All right, next recipe.
Who's that?
That's Spike and a jealous Gidget in the background.
No,
Okay, so
it's like a
for our next, we're gonna make, while these are cooking, for our next recipe, what's happened? I need focus. What is happening?
Hey!
What is happening in the kitchen?
How can you not film Gidget and Spike? This is. I don't
No,
know.
Gidget's-
Look at Gidget. She's just the princess. She's so.
She's just like, get out of the house.
She's a monster.
Between courses, as like a palate cleanser, we show dogs. We show our cute doggies. Don't
So
let
your
her
mouth
lick your
stops
face,
watering.
please. Hi, Spike. Hi.
All right, get him off the counter.
Okay,
please.
wash your hands again, please.
Wash your hands again, please.
Because
Okay.
dogs lick their butts.
But they have a cuter mouth.
They do.
Bigger mouth than humans.
Interesting.
That's
Okay.
true, guys.
No. Wow.
So next,
I'm soaking. Greg, dry your hair.
we are making this really great breakfast treat. You can actually have it for lunch, breakfast, dinner, any time of the day.
Lunch, breakfast, dinner, snack, midnight snack, and eating
And more
snack.
snacks.
Dinner snack.
All right.
Snack, breakfast snack, lunch, snack, dinner, bedtime, midnight snack.
Oh boy. Okay, so this is a Greek frittata. It's a vegetarian dish and it's packed with healthiness and protein.
Let me ask Gideon a question. Hey, Gideon, what's a frittata?
I don't know what to frittata with you.
Boom!
Nice.
I don't get it.
Comedy bang bang!
I don't get it.
Okay, so I make this frittata with ramps. It's not ramp season. It happens. Ramp season's
What
only
are
about-
ramps for people that don't know?
are, they're like a cross between a garlic snape and a scallion. So they're long and thin. They look like a scallion, but they've got so much more flavor to them. They're only 2 weeks out of the year. Thank you, Gidget.
Thank you,
She's a
Gidget.
big fan of ramps. So they're only 2 weeks out of the year, and when they come into season, they're
Are these ones?
they're amazing. No, these are scallions because ramps aren't in season yet.
What
You
is the
gotta-
ramp season?
It's coming up. It's like 2 weeks from now.
And how long does the ramp season
Well, it
last?
also depends on the weather. But ramp season is only like 2 weeks. They're only in
2
for 2
weeks
Yeah.
of the year?
So when they're in season, it's just get as many as you can. Make ramp powder. Make pickled ramps. Cook with them. I like to make ramp pesto or freeze it for the year. But since we don't have ramps, we use scallions, which is totally cool too. So what I've done, I've taken some scallions, I put it in a dish like this with some olive oil and salt and pepper, and I cooked them for about 20 minutes. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna lightly chop these.
Chop the scallions. Chop the scallions.
This is
Chop. Yeah, I'm a rap scallion. Nice.
This is a trick if you bear claw. If you cut,
Yeah.
you don't wanna put. Well, everybody knows you don't wanna put your finger like this while you're cutting, and then you just chop your finger.
You
Do you
wanna
want
be
to
very-
demonstrate?
Bear claw.
Not with this knife, but you want to demonstrate with your knife?
I don't want a baby knife.
No. I'll give you your knife.
What's my Mine unfortunately lost.
Bear claw. Let me see your bear claw, like that.
Cut myself. It's like
So that the way you do that is so that the blade just presses against the back of your knuckles and doesn't get the tips of your fingers, because no one likes to go to the
Or
hospital
no one likes
now
to bleed.
fingertips in their frittata.
Oh, a fingertip frittata. We tried it once.
a band-aid in
Oh.
their.
Oh, that's grody.
Okay, so
The San Francisco
gotten
treat,
this.
wasn't it?
it was.
Hmm.
So we've got these great, beautiful scallions that are cooked up, and I am now heating up the skillet back here. We're gonna add some olive oil, some EVOO, and we're gonna add our spinach.
So
Some beautiful spinach is going into this pan here. And we're just gonna cook this down with some salt and some pepper.
it's gonna be tiny.
Yeah, it's gonna turn tiny.
It's gonna be like
Tiny.
This big. Harper,
We're gonna add these scallions
Look
to
you
the pan.
are.
So
What kind of heat is that?
about medium high. No questions? Not anybody? Anybody have questions?
I think it's all too entertaining, Gabe.
Is anybody out there?
Is anybody?
I don't think you have to take it personally if people are riveted.
So some salt, add some pepper. Then we're just gonna toss this so it's nice and wilted. While this is going, hey kids, children, this is a Greek frittata. Can you guys add some?
Bring some ouzo.
What?
Drink some ouzo.
Uzo, no.
Ouzo.
Nozo. So we have a cup
I
of,
don't really know what they look like.
they look like teeth, they're baby teeth. So we have a thing of chickpeas, you can get these fresh, you can get a can and
All right.
drain them and rinse them. I'm just gonna add these to our pan here,
Sorry about the sound. I was covering the mic with my hand.
and just toss that, we toss that with that? Yeah. All right, you can use your fingers, you can use a,
I just saw this.
your hands are your best tool.
Dad, can I eat one, please?
No, you just washed your hands. Especially given the world today, let's try and make sure we're keeping good hygiene.
Excuse me, you're the one who.
All day. This is all day.
You don't want to mash that.
No.
Yeah.
Has it been 10 minutes? Did you say, Alexa, 10 minutes or 20 minutes?
20.
20.
Oh, I bet it's been 10 minutes. Let's flip our.
No, it's
muffin.
been 2. It's 2
Alexa,
minutes.
how much time is on the timer?
12.
Alexa, you have 2 minutes left.
Right, that's fine. I flipped it. But, oh, don't mash them up. You don't want to mash them up. We want to keep them whole because they're going to look really pretty in our frittata. Okay, so now this is nice and wilted. We're going to add this to the frittata. All right, watch out. This is hot.
I'd walk forward.
Watch the pan, watch the
Watch the
pan.
pan.
Oh, that's
Ramps do make it really, really special. So
You're very into ramps.
I love ramps. I love
Can
them.
you get them anywhere in America? Or is it an East Coast thing?
Yeah, it's I don't know so much about them on the West Coast. Maybe you can get them imported from the East Coast, but they're usually an East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, Midwest sort of thing.
Something you could find at a farmer's market or a
Yeah, farmers market or
Whole Foods?
there's some places that are delivering now, some farms that are delivering, so maybe just keep an eye out. I know
Fresh Direct.
Cinderella has them. I mean, Whole Foods sometimes has them as well. So that's good. So now, what's next? We're gonna add, we have some olives. We have about 12 Kalamata olives. Do you want to break these up and put those in?
like cauliflower.
Kalamata.
What's a Kalamata?
I don't know. What's a Kalamata?
Boom. Same joke, different punchlines.
Still funny.
So funny.
Yep.
Olive me.
So
Why not take olive me?
that's about 12 olives. You can use any olives you like. I like the Kalamata. It's got a nice briny, and it gives it that sort of brownish purpley color.
Mm.
And I've got some sun-dried tomatoes that I've chopped up. We're gonna add these to that, and some oil. The oil that was in there.
There's a
You
band-aid.
can get the deli section or in a jar is fine as well. Can you measure out? Well, let's add this to the eggs. So we're gonna take our eggs, a whole dozen eggs.
Dozen eggs.
Dozen eggs, yes.
Hey, question from one of the panelists.
Oh
If
yeah.
you don't like sun-dried tomatoes, is there an alternative?
The thing about cooking is there's really no
Dried tomatoes.
rule.
It's one of the beautiful things of the frittata.
Yeah, you can add whatever you
You
want.
could do
Candy.
a mushroom.
Icing.
You could
You
do.
could do a mushroom, you could do bacon, you could do onions, you could do. I mean, this is just.
What about regular tomatoes that you just chopped up and put in there? Do you want to be
Um,
aware of the water content a little
You
bit
just
so it's
will
not
have to,
mushy?
like, if you take cherry tomatoes, you have to drain them, so just squeeze them and get all the seeds and juice out. You don't want it too watery because then it won't set up.
Mm.
The good thing about sun-dried tomatoes is that they're already dry, so you don't have all that, the liquid from it. So anything that's not really liquidy, like if you're gonna want to put zucchini in it, you're gonna want to salt.
9 minutes left.
You want to salt the zucchini and let some of the
That's good.
moisture drain from that. Same with the mushrooms. You want to cook the mushrooms before you put it in.
I see.
But also with a frittata, usually the base is they use potatoes in the Italian cooking or Spanish cooking. But we're using chickpeas, which is a nice, healthier alternative. So, Gideon, you want to start cracking these eggs?
Are you going to use a separate bowl or not?
I feel comfortable. Let's use. You want to use this bowl to crack them?
We're gonna use a lot of eggs, guys.
You got 12 eggs.
Can I just do what
Here, you crack that.
All right, let's see it as a challenge. Who can make? Can you do it with no eggshells?
Or Can I do it with one hand?
Wow.
Oh, I got an eggshell.
Ah! Nicely done, Gideon.
No, you're putting no eggshell. That's something.
Did you get the eggshell out?
Yeah.
The kids should, whenever they feel find an eggshell in their eggs in the morning, I feel you're the lucky one. You won the prize. That's all you have to say. Well, okay, now
Is there a secret trick to cracking eggs?
I sort of just want to
Like, do you want to crack it on a flat surface? Or do you want to crack it on the edge of the
I
bowl?
like to crack it on the edge of the bowl. It gives a nice crack.
Oh.
So now
put them together.
put them together, and what do you got? Oh, put it in this bowl.
No.
No, we're gonna put this one in. Or in the
The
washer.
satisfying.
No, you don't have to do it high.
I want to do the satisfying. Can I put these in? The satisfying.
Plop. 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 Sound effects by me. Thank you.
So we're gonna add half a teaspoon of oregano because this is Greek, you know.
It's all great to me.
And we're gonna whisk.
Whisk
Whisk
it, whisk
it.
it, whisk.
We can both whisk. It's so exciting.
Whiskers, whiskey, whiskey.
Whiskey. All right.
Whiskey.
Crack it up. Crack it up and whisk it up.
Should I beat it too?
Beat it and
How do you get
whisk.
it like this?
That's not for that.
He just I want my tiny red whisk. Hey, you're cooking.
That's the
That's a
salt.
satisfying sound. That's
Nice
so
sound.
satisfying.
I literally have hurt my tricep. I was whisking whipped cream last night, and my tricep is so sore. It hurts today. What happens?
Eat it strong. It's okay.
Okay, I'm a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper.
Good to add salt and pepper to taste throughout your meal as opposed to adding a bunch of it
Thank you,
initially.
Neil. It's nice to layer your food with salt and pepper. I think that's one of the biggest home chefs
Can you stop going with that actually?
mistakes is that they don't salt their food enough. I mean, you go to a restaurant, everything tastes so wonderful because everything's so literally salted. And salt brings out the flavor.
Stop.
Do you know
It's
that?
so true. If I take a slice of tomato and then I eat it, it tastes good. But if I take a slice of tomato and I add a little salt and then eat it, holy
That's always a good
macaroni.
trick.
It tastes like macaroni.
If you're putting
But
on
if it's too little salt, that's not good. And if it's too much
Well, that's a
salt,
tricky thing, right? Because if you say liberally salting, that's sort of subjective.
you can go so further. the other
Too
way.
salty.
But slowly doing it and tasting it. I mean, of course you can't taste raw eggs,
Right.
but
But because you're making
with other stuff.
frittata, will
Ready
have
to pour in? Ready to pour in?
a lot of
Yeah, can I
chickpeas,
pour
take
in?
away some of the sodium.
it's really good.
Be careful. Nice.
Second satisfying.
Okay. And Harper's gonna add their feta.
Oh, that looks good.
Why does it already look like scrambled eggs?
Let's forward.
Okay. So and then we're gonna add our feta cheese.
Yummo! Oh, someone should make that a catchphrase.
What?
Okay, we're gonna add that feta cheese on top.
All of it?
Yeah. Just sprinkle it
Our
on
friend
top.
Rachel, Ray,
Hey, stop it!
she says
I can't-
yummo.
You can't do any. You did this.
Hey, Gid, let your
Okay.
sister do it. How about that?
Ah,
Gid,
it's okay.
Gideon, let your sister do it.
Genesis.
You've done everything. And your sister has, you've been elbowing your sister out.
It's fun though. It is
It's
not
fun to elbow your sister. No, it's
That's
not.
mean. I deserve a. She's a feisty one.
Gideon, please.
Okay, so now we're gonna pop that in the oven for around 50 minutes.
50?
50, 50.
Alexa,
350.
set a 50-minute timer.
And that's going in, and about 25 and 25. So we're gonna do 25 minutes. One side, flip it. Actually, getting it 25 minutes. Cancel the Alexa. Cancel the 50-minute timer. Start a 25-minute timer, Alexa.
Alexa, start a 25-minute timer, please.
25 minutes.
She has such a pleasant voice.
She does.
You think she
So
could?
do I.
Yes, you do. Whoa.
Apron.
Excuse me.
It's an apron. It's made of cloth.
Excuse me. I'm kidding. Your chef jacket is completely wrong. Okay, so now look at this. We have TV magic
If you tell us,
happening here. Our muffins are done.
What temp on the oven for the frittata, honey?
350.
350. So you said you preset it for 375.
This one's
No,
not.
375 was for the muffins.
No, this one was not.
All right, so you need two
350
ovens. This is a
two
double
ovens.
oven.
I mean, you can do it at certain times. You need to go take a break.
Is there, since one's 375 and one's 350, can you just do them both at the same time? If you were making this, could you
I
do?
wouldn't, because your muffins are going to get way too. Your muffins won't set up right, and your frittata will get too
I see.
hard too fast.
Just for a
it's-
25-degree difference.
It's a 25-degree difference. I mean, you could
Okay.
try it. I haven't tried it, but why
Fair.
not?
Just wondering. I'm always curious about the
But
temperatures
you could
in the
do.
ovens.
You could make these the night
Whoa!
before.
They're done.
They're done. Look at that.
can I please have one?
Those look real good.
So put them on a nice dish like
Can I
this.
help? Can I please help?
Yeah, totally. That one looks good. This giant one looks amazing.
That's it. Oh, shoot. I can't do that. I don't have gentle hands.
You don't have gentle hands?
Well, I'm a kid, so I should.
You should have gentle hands.
Well, we put you to work a lot, so scrubbing pots and
You never put me to work.
that's true.
I don't
Which one do you want? This one?
No, I want that one.
Want this one? Okay.
All right, let's see.
Hey, Gideon, you want to try? A muffin?
Webski.
Only if you're going to be nice and not whipping your sister.
What's my muffin? Wait, which one is mine?
That one.
That one?
No, this is a different. Dang it. We might have swung this
Thanks.
How is it, Harps?
one.
No one saw that. This is the part I specialize in.
Eating?
This is so awkward. There's a camera right in our face while we're eating.
Yeah, but you're I want to be actress. Not you, Gidget. Harper.
This is terrible.
What?
This is
Why are you still eating bites of it?
it's just so terrible.
Is this opposite day?
Terrible.
Okay, wait. Ding. Did I hear a timer ding?
The frittata's done.
Wait, what?
Look at that. How fast is that?
That looks great.
So, and the pan changed in the middle of the,
Yeah, it's turned into a different pan. So this is an amazing oven, by the way. You can put in one pan, and then as it cooks the frittata, it also changes.
Oh,
the,
those are our other muffins.
oh, the
Oh, they
actual.
look
muffins.
great.
Alexa.
This
So-
is to prove that these didn't come from a supermarket.
So,
These are the ones we just made.
well, and when you're trying to test it, you just want to take a toothpick and see if it comes out clean, and it does.
Nice.
Boom.
And if it didn't come out clean, what would you do?
You put it back in the oven for about 5-minute increments. So,
Got
Because the dough is if it doesn't come out clean, the dough is gonna be really.
It's still a little mushy, right?
so
I
you
want
just
to
cut
miss
it.
these muffins. We barely have any muffins.
Well, rhubarb's back in season, so it's time. So we're going to take one of these pieces.
Mm.
I mean, look at the layers on that. It's so pretty, isn't it? And I put a little bit of microgreens on top for a little.
Yum. Microgreens are great. They're
One
delicious.
green has the nutrients of 10 broccoli.
Wow. And they look great. And they taste great.
I
And
just
I think
ate
it's so
10
much better
broccoli.
than parsley to me. Or
I just ate 10 broccoli.
Here we go. Here's lunch.
there's lunch.
Hey guys, I hope you try these awesome recipes out. And if you have any more questions, now's the time.